Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. I hope you had a wonderful new year. Today, I will be ranking all of the advent calendars that I reviewed this holiday season. I am surrounded by advent calendars here, and I will be sharing with you the best and the worst that came out. At the beginning of the season, I posted a video recommending the best advent calendars that were coming out. So it's interesting to see what I ended up actually reviewing. Some I thought for sure I would be getting, I ended up passing on them, and there were some new ones that came out and they became some of my favorites. So check that video out for some more recommendations. I know Christmas is over, but it is a great time to pick up a lot of these advent calendars on sale. There are some great deals, so make sure you follow me on my Instagram at A Heated Mess and subscribe here to my YouTube channel, because whenever there is a sale or deal or steal or promo, I will post to my Instagram stories and my YouTube community page. All right, so let's get started. In my initial recommendations video, I tried to group it by like food and beverage, and then, you know, like random advent calendars, and then skincare, and then beauty and fragrance. I tried to stick with that, but a lot of these kind of overlap. It has a mix of different categories. So let's just start off with my favorite food and beverage advent calendars. First up is the Diptyque 24 Days of Tea Advent Calendar. You guys, I really failed because this was literally probably the first advent calendar that I picked up when it came out. I think it came out like in October. These advent calendars are coming out way earlier and earlier than you would think. This was one of the first that I picked up, and I literally was not even able to do a dedicated review unboxing of this. The time just got away from me, but I really like this. I really liked it last year. Check out last year's video if you're interested. I love the setup of this. I love that there are individual pots for all the different teas. So if you're interested in kind of leveling up your tea game, you get these little pots. It tells you what is inside. It's a great way to try out different flavors of teas to see kind of what you like. And when I got this last year, I was like, okay, I drink tea now. I love tea. I got like a tea steeper. I got an electric kettle. I drink tea every day now, and I just really like it. I just didn't get a chance to review this, but this is definitely a great idea for next year. Everything I talk about will be linked in the description below. But if you're interested in learning more about tea, this is definitely a great one to pick up, the Diptyque 24 Days of Tea Advent Calendar. Now, a type of advent calendar that I completely passed on this year were all the different wine advent calendars. I don't know anything about wines. I am not a wine expert. And what I didn't want to end up happening was spending a lot of money on a wine advent calendar and then get stuck with a bunch of different wines that I don't enjoy and that I wouldn't like. And that is where Bright Cellars comes to the rescue. This video is very generously sponsored by Bright Cellars. Bright Cellars is a monthly wine subscription company. Whether you are a wine novice like me or a wine expert, it's so simple. You go online to their website and you take this very easy quiz. You pick out your favorite notes, your favorite wines, your favorite types of foods and pairings, and then their wine concierge team curates a list of wines that are personalized to you. They are delivered right to your door. What I love about their wines are they each come with these cards that tell you all about the different wines and how to pair them. This month I got a mix of red wines and white wines. The front of the card shows you the wine label, and then the back of the card tells you about the alcohol content, the profile, what temperature to serve the wine, what foods it pairs with, and also where it's from. They also have a QR code, so you can pull all this information up on your phone. What's great about the bottle itself is that even the label on the back has a QR code. So here's the wine Gladiolus. You can scan on the back of the same QR code, and it tells you exactly what to pair this with and how to serve this. Bright Cellars has changed the game when it comes to wine because, again, I don't know anything about wine other than white goes with fish and red goes with meat. So they give you so many more options. These make a great housewarming gift, whether you want to gift someone an entire monthly subscription of Bright Cellars, or you just have these individual bottles on hand when you are visiting someone, and you know, it could be like a hostess gift or a dinner party gift. I'm so excited now to learn about different types of wines and how to pair them. Thank you so much, Bright Cellars, for sponsoring this video and for giving my followers a limited time offer of $50 off your first 4-bottle box. Click the link in the description below to get started so you can get your first bottle of wine to pair with this next advent calendar, which is my favorite food advent calendar this holiday season, the Sugarfina 24 Tastes of Christmas. This was my favorite food advent calendar last year. It is my favorite food advent calendar this year. This is just a variety of different gummies and candies and chocolates. It has on the back here all the different candies that were in here. My kids love this one. I actually got a couple of these so that they could share, but this is great because you can, again, my favorite thing, which is to reuse the boxes. Every individual day pulls out, and then here's the grand finale day. It's a different color. I just love this. It's very affordable. I passed on the Sugarfina Carousel Advent Calendar. It just was a little too pricey for me. And it's funny because I think they realized it was too pricey because they actually ended up lowering the price on it. It was this like candy Advent Carousel Advent Calendar that had the same kinds of candy on the base of the carousel, but it was like $250 or something egregious. And they ended up lowering the price, but I still passed on it. But this is definitely my favorite food, candy, gummy, chocolate advent calendar this year. After the food advent calendars, the next category was fragrance. Two of my favorites were the Villespa advent calendars. This was the Villespa 12-day advent calendar. This was a Sephora exclusive and it had all the votive sizes. And then the next one, I think this might still be available, was the Villespa Japonica advent calendar. This one had larger candle sizes, and this is great because it came with a wick trimmer, which I really like, and they are very important to extending the life of your candle. I definitely prefer this one. I love the packaging. I love the larger size of the candles. I like the wick trimmer. That was part of it. This one, these votives are great, but I feel like they burn out pretty quick. Also, a lot of people said that the Villespa candles, you can't really smell it. I don't know if that's me, maybe because I burn a couple at a time. I definitely smell it, but maybe it doesn't fill up a whole house or a huge living room. But this one's great because it's, again, a lot more affordable. I got this during the Sephora holiday savings event, so I got another 20% off. But I would say these are definitely my two favorite fragrance candle advent calendars. Now, on the other hand, my least favorite fragrance advent calendar was this guy right here. This is the Diptyque advent calendar. I just think that this is overpriced. I hate the layout. I just hate the layout. If you watch the unboxing video, by the way, for most of these advent calendars, I have a full dedicated unboxing. I think the illustration is boring. I think the most exciting thing about this was that it glows in the dark, which I think is pretty cool. But other than that, I just hate the way this is displayed. This kind of, pulls out. It's just whatever. The fragrances inside, even though I love Diptyque candles, I have them spinning right back there with the carousels on top. I just feel like this is overpriced. It's boring. I hate the layout, and it gets really repetitive inside. The ornaments were the same as last year, very similar as last year. The fragrances are kind of all the same. They had multiple fragrances, in different, I guess, ancillaries. I don't know. It's just okay. I just didn't think it was that exciting. I think they should bring back the one from a few years ago that opened up like doors. It was like the Fantastic Beasts. It was blue. I love that design. This was okay. I can't wait to get rid of this. The price point really negates any of the positives in here. This is very okay. Not my favorite fragrance advent calendar this year. However, my favorite fragrance advent calendar this year was from Victoria's Secret. It is right back here. This is called the Ultimate Bombshell Collection. I think it's like 12 days of bombshell. I just love the packaging. It definitely gives the vibes of the Chanel No. 5 advent calendar from a couple years ago. And this is it inside. I already pulled out the main full-size fragrance that was in here. I love the layout. I thought everything was really cool. Even though I was missing one of the days, there was a lip gloss that was supposed to be in day 2. It was totally missing. And what also puts this at the top is, even though this was missing, I contacted Victoria's Secret customer service right away, and they immediately were going to send me a new one. Like I just asked them to replace it, and they were out of stock, which is surprising because I've been to Victoria's Secret since then, and they have plenty in stock in store, but online, I don't know, it's a different thing. And they ended up refunding me the entire value of this advent calendar. So I essentially got this for free. So even though they messed up and it was missing something, it was fine. Their customer service was great. I loved everything that was in here. I loved all the mini fragrances. Again, this is specifically their Victoria's Secret Bombshell fragrance. So if you don't like it, I love Bombshell. I love Victoria's Secret Bombshell. So I love this one. This is my favorite fragrance advent calendar. Now, the final category of advent calendars were the skincare, makeup, and just overall beauty advent calendars. So I kind of lumped them all together. I have to give an honorable mention to something that technically isn't even an advent calendar, but it was my favorite skincare advent calendar, trunk, whatever, this holiday season. It was this Drunk Elephant in collaboration with Laka Coolers. Their Trunk 6.0, I believe, was what they're up to this year. I did an entire review of this. This is my favorite. I think it's such an amazing value. I love Drunk Elephant skincare. This includes, what was it, like 10 full-size Drunk Elephant products and a bunch of samples and stuff. And then the cooler, which this isn't included in the price itself. It's just such a great value if you can get it at the 20% off. In past years, the Drunk Elephant trunk has been packaged in rolling suitcases or like a skincare fridge. I personally have those, so I love that they chose to go with a cooler this year because I personally use coolers. These are great for family road trips, family vacations, vacations with friends. I just plan on making so many memories with the cooler once all the skincare is gone. Technically not an advent calendar, but definitely my favorite skincare collection this holiday season. All right, so starting at the top, the Sephora Wishing You Advent Calendar. I personally enjoy this. I do enjoy the Sephora collection, but again, these are all the Sephora collection products. So if you aren't a fan of the Sephora collection house brand products, then you might not like this. I thought it was a really good value. I would use everything that was in here, just maybe a few things I would regift, like nail stuff. But yeah, this was a great option. I think it makes a great gift, and it's great if you are interested in trying out the house brand. Next up was 12 Days of Clarins. I really enjoyed this. Check out my entire unboxing video. This has tons of products that I haven't tried from the brand, but then it also has full sizes of their viral lip oil. I love their hand cream. I really enjoy this, and I especially like the layout of the advent calendar. Again, I like when advent calendars are reusable. I can refill this with candy so that my kids can use this next year. I think this might still be available, so I will link it below. Next was the Charlotte Tilbury Diamond Chest of Beauty Stars, I think was the name. I love the design. I love the drawers. I love that this can be used as a vanity. It has a little top right here where you can stand up perfumes or something. I plan on keeping fragrances and little samples in here. I have the one from a couple years ago where one of the items was totally spilled inside, and I like that they redesigned it this year so that everything was very secure. I like when brands listen to customer feedback and, you know, fix their products. This is a little pricey for a 12-day advent calendar, but if you can get it for the 20% off during the Sephora sale, then it's such a great buy. Next, we have the Trader Joe's 12 Days of Beauty, a curated beauty collection. This was a very impulsive purchase. I hadn't shopped at Trader Joe's for years because here where we live in Georgia, there isn't Trader Joe's near me, but I was shopping in a different area. There happened to be a Trader Joe's there. I was very excited. So I picked up this and also a bunch of other advent calendars. Like I got the chocolate advent calendars for my kids, and they had like a dog advent calendar that was so cute. I got it for our neighbor who had a little puppy, and they had some great options for advent calendars. This was very affordable. This was something like $19.99. I really liked everything that was in here. Unfortunately, according to the comments, and then I didn't get a chance to look, but a lot of the products that were in here, they don't sell. Trader Joe's doesn't sell them individually. So there were some things like there was a candy cane, peppermint scented body scrub or something like that. Some things that I would be interested in purchasing, and they're not available for sale. And I hate when that happens because, you know, I feel like part of an advent calendar is they introduce you to different items and then you're like, oh, I really like this, I'm going to purchase it. But the way this Trader Joe's advent calendar is set up, you can't do that, but I still like this one. Next up, we have the 12 Days of Jouer Advent Calendar. This was the very first advent calendar that they put out. They very generously sent this to me, and I fell back in love with all their products. They have the individual boxes laid out with the products very neatly wrapped inside. Some of their stuff I use. I really like their highlighter. I've used their lip glosses before, but they had some stuff in here like the facial spray and some skincare stuff, other kind of lip glosses and lip balms that I haven't tried. So I am going through it now. Very excited. I hope they put one out next year. I really like this, and I like the layout. The 12 Days of Jouer. Next up was from The Body Shop. This was their second, I forget the names of the different ones. There were 3 different tiers. This was like the mid-tier one. I love the layout of this. I love that it has this design here. I did an entire unboxing, so check that out, but it has drawers that pull out with the individual boxes. I love that each box had a idea on the side for a kind of a random act of kindness. It just was such beautiful messaging for the holidays. This is really sturdy, so you can definitely reuse this if you want. I kept all the boxes in here for now, but you can recycle the boxes and then just have an empty chest of drawers. I think this actually would be great for my kids. They can store their Matchbox cars in here or something, but I used a lot of stuff that was in here already. There were different body washes, shampoos, face stuff. There were little accessories like a body poof, a headband, stuff that I would always use. And it also has such a great decor aspect to it. So the Body Shop Advent Calendar. Now, before we get to my top picks for the best advent calendars this year, we need to take a detour and talk about the worst ones, my least favorites this year. Sorry, this video is a little out of order, but this is just like how my brain works. One of my least favorites was the Saks Fifth Avenue Advent Calendar. Now, while I like the layout and I like that it is refillable, that's probably it. Like I think the best part about this was just the layout and the refillable aspect of this. The actual contents were just, to me, almost forgettable because I literally don't even really remember what was in here except for, I know it had the Delina, Parfums de Marly Delina candle, which I like, but everything else was just very like kind of blah. A lot of the brands that were in here I wasn't really familiar with, and they were so almost outrageously priced, like the full product, that even if I did try it and did like it, I probably wouldn't go ahead and splurge on the full size. So for me, this was okay. Just the way my makeup and skincare and beauty routine is set up, I appreciate that they have different brands, but this was kind of a miss for me. I don't think I would repurchase this for next year. And then my two least favorite advent calendars this year, for sure, were, in my mind, so bad that I didn't even purchase them. I did review them, but I did not go out and actually purchase them. The first was from La Mer, and just for a visual reference, I have here a bag of La Mer samples, and that's pretty much what is inside. I thought it was very overpriced. Check out my full review video of the La Mer Advent Calendar. I walk you through every single day. I give a price breakdown of every single day, whether it's worth it. Spoiler, I didn't think it was worth it, which is why I didn't buy it, even at a discount. I think I had at one point like a 25% off beauty discount where I could have gotten it, but I still passed. I just was like, it's okay. And I love La Mer, but I just feel like some things are not worth it, and I just didn't think the advent calendar was worth it. And the worst advent calendar this year, and it breaks my heart because I love this brand, was the Christian Louboutin Advent Calendar. And for reference, I have just a shopping bag from my Louboutin Beauty sales associate. I love Louboutin Beauty. I have almost all the fragrances, like full-size fragrances. The ones that I don't own the full size, I have the sample size. I have tons of their lipsticks now. I have their eyeshadow palette. I have their lip liners. I have their brush set. I have their snow globe. That was a gift with fragrance purchase. They offer some great gifts with purchase. This was a snow globe that I received as a gift with purchase this year. I love their beauty. I wish they did so much better. The most egregious aspect of the way overpriced Louboutin Advent Calendar this year, and which is why I passed, is it included 3 of these sample cards, okay? I showed a different variety of the sample card, but basically you get a blister pack of, I think, 3 different shades on 3 separate days. On 3 different days, you open the little drawer and you get a sample blister sample card pack of lipsticks to try out. And I was just like, that's so much. It's so much money to be paying for a sample card. I didn't get it. I was mad about that. So unfortunately, even though I love Louboutin shoes and Louboutin Beauty, their advent calendar this year was the worst. And moving on to the best advent calendars, again, we have the Rituals Advent Calendar. This comes in this big gold box. Watch my unboxing video where I set it up. The actual advent calendar itself opens up into a Christmas tree, like a 3D Christmas tree, where the products each day were little ornaments hanging off the tree. I preferred last year's version where it was a little Christmas village. I thought it was so pretty. I love the little twinkle lights. This has lights also. So it's not my favorite. This was my favorite last year. Like last year's version was definitely #1 in my advent calendar ranking. But because they changed it this year, I was like, I still like it. It's in my top 5, I think. But it's not my favorite anymore. It got knocked down a peg. This is definitely a great purchase. The price went up a little bit also this year. So because the price went up on this a little bit and then they changed the format, this is still in my top favorites, but it's not #1 anymore. But I love the products. I love the candles. I think there was like a reed diffuser. They had a variety of different skincare, body care stuff, fragrance. So the Rituals Advent Calendar. Next, we have the YSL Advent Calendar. I love this. I love this design. I love the layout. I love the colors, but this was very red lip heavy. So if you don't like red lipstick, you might not like this one. I still like it. I love YSL fragrances. I liked everything that was inside. I wish it had a little bit more variety. So this definitely isn't #1, but I just love YSL beauty. I love YSL lipsticks. I really like this one. I love the layout. I love the design. I like that one of the days was a special, like, different gift. I think this one was a mirror this year, or keychain mirror. Last year's was a brush. So I like YSL Beauty. I also like that they changed the colors. There was like neon purples or something a couple years ago. So these are a lot more wearable. So the YSL Advent Calendar is still at the top of my list. My next favorite was the Dior Advent Calendar. I love the design. I love the illustrations. I love the colors. I love the gold. I like the navy. I like that they changed the exterior also to this beautiful midnight navy blue. Here's my thing with this. It is so expensive now. It's so expensive. The price this year was $650, I think. It's a lot. Like, it's a lot. And I just don't necessarily think that what's included is worth $650. I like that Dior listened to customer feedback, because last year they included foundations, like, so that customers would try the new foundation. But obviously foundation is very specific to a specific skin tone. It's not going to match everyone. And the color makes a big difference on how you can judge a foundation. I didn't think that was worth it. I think a lot of customers complained. They changed it, so there were no foundation samples this year, thankfully. I like everything that's included, but I just think that $650 it's a lot. So unfortunately, this definitely isn't my number one pick, because I just think it's overpriced. As much as I love Dior Beauty, this is not worth $650 in my opinion. What is worth the money is the Sephora Favorites Advent Calendar. This is my number 2 pick. The Sephora Favorites Advent Calendar, 25 days of beauty must-haves. I loved everything that was in here. This was like a new Advent calendar for me. I don't think they had the Sephora Favorites Advent Calendar in previous years. They had the Wishing You one, which was like, okay. I love this one. I love everything that was included. It retails for $85. I was able to get it during the Sephora sale, so it was another 20% off. It's a great buy. Everything in here, I was like opening every day and I was like, oh my God, I like this. Oh my God, I like this. I use and would love everything in here. I think the one thing I didn't like was the Grande Lash serum. I just don't use those kind of lash serums because I always hear about side effects, but everything else was great. I mean, I have already used most of the items in here. I have some travel coming up. I plan on using the others. I keep travel skincare and makeup and stuff and fragrance in a separate place so that I can pack easily. But I just really like this one. It's a great value. I will use every single item in here almost, except for the Grande Lash. And this was just a surprise number 2 favorite this year. And my number 1 favorite Advent calendar this year is from Armani. The Giorgio Armani Advent calendar this year, I think they really outdid themselves. I got this a couple years ago, and similar to the YSL Advent calendar, in prior years, I thought it was very red lip heavy, but this year they changed it up. They had a lot of different options. They had tons of their skincare, which I wasn't familiar with. They had a bunch of their fragrances. I love Armani My Way, and they had a mini of each of the different flankers, I think. I just really liked everything that was in here. I've already used some of the items in here. I've already used up some of the items in here. They had such a great variety. They had the eyeliners, the face makeup, there was like the skin illuminator. I really got into Armani Beauty this year. I just got their foundation. I just ordered their concealer. I really like this one. Check out my entire video where I unbox this. I had a little bit of an audio hiccup in the video, but you can hear like how excited I was about every single day and wanting to try all the different items. I thought this was such a great variety. So definitely for the price, compared to the other, I would say the competitors with Armani, that would be Dior and YSL. Of the like ultra luxury designer Advent calendars this year, I think Armani was definitely number 1, and it was my pick for the best Advent calendar this year. All right, guys, so that is my ranking for the best and worst Advent calendars that I reviewed this holiday season. Let me know what were your favorites. Let me know if you enjoyed this Advent calendar journey. If you have any suggestions of ones you want me to review for next year. What were your favorites? Some of these are still available and they are on sale now, so make sure you follow me on Instagram and here on YouTube. Thank you again to Bright Sellers for sponsoring this video and giving my followers a limited time offer for $50 off their first 4-bottle box. Make sure you click the link below to get started. I hope you enjoyed watching me rank all the Advent calendars this season. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.